Hi, I'm Sean from dishonorablespeechandpolitics.com, and today I want to talk about the damages of offering opinion as fact, which politicians and the media do often, in my opinion. I currently run Twitter accounts to provide suggested more honorable versions of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Republican Leader of the House Kevin McCarthy's tweets, and I often point out that, in my assessment, they have unmarked opinion in their tweets. Now, you may be thinking, so what if they do? They're politicians. Does anyone not expect this? And I'd say I don't think it's really a question of expect. It's a question of what are the potential damages of this way of speaking. But before we get into that, let's first sort out what the difference is between opinion and fact. According to Merriam-Webster.com, an opinion is a view, judgment, or appraisal formed in the mind about a particular matter, while a fact is a piece of information presented as having objective reality. I also found these definitions I like from the Student Learning Center at Palm Beach State. It said, a fact is a statement that can be verified. It can be proven true or false through objective evidence. An opinion is a statement that expresses a feeling, an attitude, a value, judgment, or a belief. It is a statement that is neither true nor false. Or it may feel true for some, but false for others. So, to sum up, an opinion is not objectively true or false, but it may feel true or false. Opinions that color how we interpret facts can be very subtly introduced, such as by a single word in a sentence. An example of a fact is, Trump tweeted, "I won this election by a lot." Changing one word could subtly introduce opinion. Trump fumed, "I won this election by a lot." Is that really Trump fuming or expressing a lot of anger? It could be, but it's a judgment call or opinion as to whether it is. Perhaps he was sad when he tweeted that, we don't know. In this case, the writer could identify the part that's their opinion, for instance, by saying, in what appears to me to have been Trump fuming, he tweeted, "I won the election by a lot." So as a listener and a reader, be on the lookout for those individual words that can slip some opinion into what otherwise would be factual statements. With our definitions of fact and opinion in mind, here's a list of 9 damages I see from offering opinion as fact. Number 1, people may trust you less because of it. This is because offering opinion as fact misleads by misrepresenting reality. It's misrepresenting opinion to be something it's not. Number 2, when politicians in the media offer opinion as fact, it adds to cynicism about politicians in the media. This goes back to, they're politicians, does anyone not expect this? To me, that seems like cynicism. How nice would it be if politicians spoke honorably and we weren't cynical about them? Number 3, when opinion is offered as fact, it limits people's abilities to make the most well-informed, reality-based decisions. They may accept the opinion as fact and not question it, but even if they don't, it takes extra time and effort to sort the opinion from the fact, thus taking away from time and effort the person could be putting into considering other factors to make their best decision, whatever the situation may be. Number 4, along the same lines, it promotes fear and anger-based rather than critical thinking-based decision-making, which limits people's options for making the best decisions for them. When someone presents opinion as fact, I believe sometimes they may just be being lazy or mindless, not wanting to put in the extra effort it takes to identify one's opinion. More often, though, I think there's some anger or fear behind the opinion. And when they spread fear and anger as if it were fact, it may make others more likely to let this fear and anger affect their decision-making. I don't believe this is generally good. Number 5, it leaves less room for people to form and advocate for their own opinions. When you offer opinion as fact, it's kind of like saying your opinion is so right, it's unquestionable. But a wider range of opinions could, in theory, lead to healthier debate, which could in turn lead to better outcomes. And what if you're wrong? Wouldn't you want someone to challenge your opinion so bad things don't happen on account of you being wrong? When you say, "in my opinion," or "I believe," it acknowledges that there is some doubt that what you're saying is absolutely right or somehow right for everyone. Number 6, it's disrespectful. It's kind of like saying, you can't think for yourself, so I'll do it for you, at least in my opinion. Even if you believe your cognitive abilities to be far superior to others, don't you think there's room for people to improve? And wouldn't you want to help them develop their critical thinking skills? It just seems to me like it would be more likely to lead to the most long-term value building in the world. Number 7, it promotes people being less able to discern opinion from fact, because these two are presented as the same thing on equal footing. According to a 2017 survey whose results are on Statista.com, 25% of people said they had ever argued facts in a malicious way online, and the same percentage said they had argued opinions maliciously. Is this because they knowingly argued both facts and opinions, or because some of them aren't sure what the difference is? If people are less likely to be able to discern opinion from fact, they may be more likely to treat the two the same. So, for instance, in the same way they don't agree with your opinions, they don't have to agree with your facts, right? I mean, you didn't differentiate between the two, so... Number 8, it can be more difficult to defend against opinion presented as fact. This might seem nice if you're arguing for your side, but what if it's used against you? Opinions can't be defended against in the same way as facts, meaning they can't be proven false. So if you say, for instance, that Trump fumed when he tweeted certain words, all I can do is say that's your opinion and it's not provable as true or false. Whereas if you said Trump tweeted that he lost, I'd be able to provide evidence through the original tweet that that fact was false. Number 9, it goes against one's conscience because it, in a way, is dishonest and cheating to try to get what you want in a conversation. This gets back to number 1 on this list of people trusting you less. You're also likely to trust yourself less, especially to act in a way that's ultimately in line with your conscience. Those are 9 damages I believe can occur when people offer opinion as fact. That list again was, people may trust you less because of it. It can add cynicism about politicians and the media. It limits people's abilities to make the most well-informed decisions. It generally promotes fear and anger over critical thinking and decision-making. It leaves less room for people to form and advocate for their own opinions. It's disrespectful. It promotes people being less able to discern opinion from fact. It can make it more difficult to defend against your words. And generally, on some level, it goes against your conscience. And, in my opinion, that brings me to the end of the video. No, actually, it's a fact. I'm ending the video here. Thank you for watching.